Hey, how's it going? Kenny here, and welcome back to the Austrian Adventure and the start of the final season here, the sixth season, where we face Bayer Leverkusen at home in the first game in the Champions League this season. So we've started off the new season very, very well. We've won all of our games so far in the league. It's now 49 matches unbeaten in the league. We'll get to that in a second. First of all, let's get to the new transfers and new ins and outs of the final season here. Been a couple of outs. The first one to leave us was Sebastian Ammerman. He's gone to Pisa for $1.5 million. Well, he had some promise about him when he was younger. I think it's safe to say last season, even before that, but last season especially, with his disgusting attitude, missing training a few times, going out clubbing, even missed a match day at one point, which is just ridiculous. He hasn't really developed at all, to be honest, and he looks rather poor now. So to get $1.5 million for him, I'm ecstatic with it, to be honest. I'm ecstatic with it because he's nowhere near good enough. Didn't develop at all last season. That's because he wasn't training right. He was missing training. He was missing match days and all sorts. So yeah, happy to see the back of him. He's a bad egg, especially around the place here. So yeah, very happy to see him leave. So he's left $1.5 million. As I said, very happy with that. The next four players to leave us were all loans. Hellman's gone on loan to Hartberg for the season, which is great for his development. Of course, we're not going to see him develop because we won't be here next season. But in terms of the virtual universe, it's good for him. Needs to develop some more. He's on loan at Hartberg in the Premier Division, of course, where he scored one goal in a game this season. He was on loan at Austria Klagenfurt last season for half a season. In the Premier Division this season, hopefully he develops well nicely there. Also, Gorkum Sichakai has gone on loan to St. Polten for the season. 19 years of age. He's Turkish, or Turkish-Austrian. He's on loan in the First Division. Also, Zenkel is on loan to Austria Klagenfurt for the season. He's 17, he's about to turn 18. High promise, this guy. 2-star, 5 stars, of course, as I said. We're not going to see him develop, but definitely good for Austria Vienna in the virtual universe here, so hopefully he develops for them. Leonardo as well. Obviously, it doesn't make too much sense. I loaned him out, seeing as I've signed him, but never really going to use him. But ultimately, don't really need him that much, to be honest. He's not great, as you see here. Looking at his graph here, he looks more like a centre midfielder than a centre back at the moment. Although he's 6'3" with 20 bravery, 17 jumping reach, he's not good enough defensively to be a centre back. So he needs to develop some more. He's on loan to Lask for the season. Hopefully, he develops there. And also, Jonathan Warndor has gone on loan to WSG Tirol for the season. Another striker in our B team. I did put him on the loan list, but no one was interested in him. But as soon as he started banging in the goals for Young Violets Austria at the start of the season, people are interested. Surprise, surprise. So he's on loan to WSG Tirol, who are in the First Division these days. They've been in the Premier Division a lot of times, but they're in the First Division these days. So he's there developing. And also, our final sale is Babic, and he's gone to the team we faced today, Bayer Leverkusen. He's gone for $14 million, which is minimum fee release clause. Well, this was annoying because no word of a lie, must have received 50 offers for Babic during the transfer window for $14 million, and obviously it automatically goes to the contracts, minimum fee release clause. But he rejected all of them. He rejected every single team that came in for him. So every time we got a bid after that point, I was like, you know what, we're keeping him. He's not interested in going anywhere. But unfortunately for us, Leverkusen coming for Babic on deadline day and snatching from us for $14 million minimum fee release clause, which, bear in mind, they did exactly the same thing last season, albeit one day later. So it was after deadline day for us last. So it was a little bit better this season because we actually found some sort of replacement. But last season did exactly the same thing for Oliveira. Matches minimum fee release clause on deadline day, $16.25 million. He went to Bayer Leverkusen. So Bayer Leverkusen, well, I don't particularly like him very much, to be honest. I don't like him at all. Oliveira, by the way, looks absolutely ridiculous now. Look at him. He looks unbelievable. To take into consideration, when him and Babic are at the club, they're about the same level. Now look at Oliveira. Look how much he's developed in one season at Leverkusen. He's looking ridiculous. Absolutely ridiculous. What I'll do to have him back. He's even got 2 cats of Portugal now. So, yeah, what a player he was for us. And he's now worth 64 to 94 million. But, yeah, Babic has gone and joined him there at Leverkusen, which is, very unfortunate for us. They're the only sales, though. It's Aaron's Loftus, of course, who was not really a loss at all. And losing Babic on deadline day was a little bit of a loss. But other than that, all the players are still here for us. Tanovic, no one came in for a bid for him, so that's brilliant. Peter Pidd managed to keep him as well, which is great. Do we sell any players from Young Violets Austria? Yeah, a couple of players left us from Young Violets Austria as well. Obviously, 3 youngsters never really been good enough for us. All staying in Austria, though. Mankaluvic has gone to Floridsdorfer. Bjorn Weiss has gone to Kapfenberger. And Del Antonio has gone to Grazia AK. All of them playing in the First Division, I believe. So we are developing the Austrian First Division quite nicely, if we can take it like that. In terms of the players who have joined us, though, well, of course, Everlasio joined us for $14.75 million from Flamengo. That was already confirmed in the last episode. Very, very exciting. He's been very good so far as well. Unbelievable player. He's played on the right on the right wing for us currently, and he's absolutely flying. Brilliant player. Also signed Edwin Vargas from America de Cali for 850k as his compensation fee. He's a very good potential player as well. He's got 2 caps for Colombia as well. He's 19 years of age. Adds depth for the centre midfield department. It's clearly he's not as good as Pind or Tanovic as of yet, but he's only 19 and he's still developing. He's 3-star, 5 stars. So to get him for that sort of money, less than $1 million, very happy days. He's only got 2 assists and 1 goal in 4 games, and only 1 start. So I guess he's doing all right, to be honest, Vargas. But yeah, great signing there in my opinion. We also signed another centre midfielder. That is Tim Seipel, signed from Hamburg for 12 million. That was his minimum fee release clause, of course, a bit more expensive than Vargas, but he's a very good player as well. Just turned 20 years of age recently. He's starting to develop as well, which is great, potentially 5 stars. So our centre midfield depth this season is looking ridiculous. Pin, Tanovic, Seipel and Vargas, 4 very good players. And also Everlasio, who can play centre midfield as well, of course. But obviously got too much depth there now. Playing Everlasio on the wing. Got to play Everlasio, Pin and Tanovic in the same team in our strongest 11. So Everlasio is getting trained as an inside forward. And at the moment, he's doing really well. But Seipel's here as well. Very good player, signing from Hamburg. He's done the business for us so far as well this season. Also, our final signing is a loan signing. That is Augusto Miluk. He joins us he's not a like-for-like replacement for Babic, but our right-backs, they can also play centre midfield and centre-back. It's just in the training between the two. With Babic leaving, Brinkman is probably going to take his place as ball midfielder. So a little bit of a gap there at right-back and centre-back. So I signed Miluk from Man United on loan for the season. He can play right-back and centre-back. I didn't realise he was left-footed until I signed him, though. But the great news is he can play left-back as well. A little bit of depth for left-back. So if we get an injury there, that's great. He's mainly going to be our new centre-back to go along with Augusto. Although he's not the greatest in the air, he's still a very good centre-back, very good player as well. So, yeah, great to see Augusto Miluk join us from Man United as well. Interesting to note the fact that James Riley, who's on loan for the season again this season, he's from Man United as well. So, a little bit of a Man United connection there. Also, it's not popping up there, is our loan extensions for the season. Of course, we've got Augusto, Riley, and Louis Barry on loan again for the season. Louis Barry on his 5th loan at the club here. I was tempted to sign on a permanent transfer, but I didn't feel that it was justified, to be honest. 27 million, and he wanted like 35, 40k a week, which would make him almost double our highest earner. So I didn't agree with that, but I decided that I'd try and go for going for him on loan again, and was able to get him. So he's here at a 5th season in a row on loan, Louis Barry. Obviously, we'll never see him turn a permanent transfer for the club, but yeah, very happy to see him come here on loan again, so that is great. Anyway, in terms of the recent results then, well, of course, last season we went unbeaten for the season. 32 matches and also the 10 matches before that. So 42 matches unbeaten. We started off the new season with 7 wins out of 7. So it's now 49 matches unbeaten. We're only 1 away from going 50 in the league. We've also won every single game so far this season. 7 league matches and 1 FA Cup match. Also, we're on a winning streak as well. We actually won 7 games in a row this season. And we ended last season with 8 in a row. Yeah, 8 in a row. So 15 games in a row won now in the league. And the record is Salzburg, by the way. Salzburg actually broke it in this series. If you actually look at it now, I think it's 19. Yeah, Salzburg won 19 games in a row in the second season here when they were just absolutely ridiculous. But we're on to 15 now. So only 4 more wins in a row. We've matched the record, and 5 more in a row. And we've broken the record, which also I've seen the fact that we've got the biggest win in the in the league as well. Beat Lask 21-0 back in 1941. Yeah. That's pretty crazy. 21-0. What on earth? Anyway, let's get to the recent results. So, it's been a great start to the season, as I said. We've only conceded 1 goal as well, which is great. That was the Hartberg. Beat Mettersdorf 9-0 away from home in the Austrian FA Cup third round. Not really a surprise. It took Everlasio 30 seconds to get his debut goal. Similar to Pin last season as well. Pin took 30 seconds to get his debut goal last season in the FA Cup. So, Everlasio is a bit of deja vu there. He got a hat-trick in the game. Marshall with a brace as well. Beck with a brace as well, but not that it's too much to shout about. We're playing against a non-league Austrian team there, so expected that. And we start off the new season in the league with probably the easiest match we could get in the league, apart from SV Lafnitz, who are a newly promoted side. We beat Amstetten 4-0 at home very comfortably. Marshall with a goal in this game, Barrier a brace, and Everlasio with another goal there. We then played Hartberger away from home, beat them 4-1 very comfortably. Marshall with a brace in this game. After that, we had a fantastic win away to Wolfsberger. Absolutely destroyed them. Beat them 7-0 away from home, Wolfsberger. Bear in mind, they finished second last season. They might have finished third in the end, actually. Was it third? Yeah, they finished third last season, sorry. But anyway, they finished third and we beat them 7-0 away from home. I think that proves the bulk in class between us and the rest of the teams now in the Austrian Premier Division. The only team that can slightly challenge us, and they sort of act out, is Salzburg. But even them, nowhere near our level these days. So yeah, a massive win there away to Wolfsburg. 7-0 was still very nice, of course. Everlasio with another hat-trick in this game. Tanovic, Riley, Beck and Vargas on the score sheet there. Also, they played SV Ried at home, beat them 3-0. Tanovic, Augusto and Beck. We then played Rapid Vienna away, beat them 1-0. Wasn't fully convincing in the game, but did get the win, so that's great. Marshall with the goal in that game. We then played SV Lafnitz at home, beat them 2-0. Han Lettner were bracing this game of all people. He scored the penalty in the 9th minute and he scored a goal for the corner in the 23rd minute, so that's very bizarre. And then just for the episode, played Sturmgratz away from home. By far our weakest performance of the season so far. But even though our weakest performance against one of the big boys in Austria, supposedly, we still beat them 1-0 away with a Peter Pin goal, so that is great. So yeah, last game was a little bit iffy, but still, we won every single game so far this season. We start off the Champions League group campaign here in this episode at home to Bayer Leverkusen. By the way, we've been given a very tricky draw in the Champions League. We've got Man City, Juventus and Bayer Leverkusen. So very, very hard draw here in the final season. It's also a bit annoying the fact that we weren't able to get to third seeds in the final season here. We was actually the top 4th seeds in terms of coefficients. So it's so close to being a third seed. And the team who was lowest third seed was Feyenoord. So if we just swapped us and Feyenoord around, just so we got a little bit more coefficient points, look how much easier the group would be for us. Yeah, okay, PSG are in that group, so that's not very easy at all. But Roma and FC Midtjylland, I'd really fancy our chances finishing second in that group. Really fancy our chances. But in this group, well, I think it's safe to say our only chance is we have to beat Bayer Leverkusen at home in the first game here, and we have to beat Juventus at home as well. If we've got any chance of finishing second in the group, Man City are going to beat us in both games for sure, and Juventus away and Bayer Leverkusen away will be very tricky as well. So we have to beat Bayer Leverkusen and Juventus at home if we've got any chance of progression. Also, interesting to know, Bayer Leverkusen are starting to turn into a little bit of a rival of ours, I think. Played them 4 times in the series now. Knocked down the Europa League first knockout round to them, which in incredible fashion 2 seasons ago now. No, it must have been 3 seasons ago now, actually, because obviously played them 2 seasons ago in Champions League. So, yeah, it was incredible fashion. Lucas Meyer with a hat-trick in the second leg there and knocked us out on penalties. And 2 seasons ago, we played them in the Champions League. It was actually 2-0 up in the first Champions League group game of that season as well, if I remember rightly. And they scored 2 late goals in the last 8 minutes to prevent us winning that game. So let's hope we can do a similar thing here. Go 2-0 up, but not concede in the last 10 minutes. That would be brilliant. And we lost away 2-1 as well. They scored in the 91st minute. So we've got a bit of history of Bayer Leverkusen. After this season's done, we played them 6 times minimum. So yeah, a little bit of a rival of ours, Bayer Leverkusen. Hopefully we can start off with a win against them. We beat them before at home. Can we do it again? Let's find out. Let's get to the game. I've noticed that Bayer Leverkusen have got quite a ridiculous team, though. They've actually got Mokoku up front. Mokoku from Dortmund, that is. They signed him from Dortmund for 87 million. So yeah, they're definitely not short of cash. Leverkusen, they've still got Florian Wirtz there as well. So I'm a little bit nervous about this game, I have to be honest. Anyway, this is the team for today's game. Got Fruchtel in goal, Riley right back, El Shiwi left back, Augusto and Milik centre backs. We've got Pind, Brinkman and Tanovic in midfield, Everlasio on the right, Ristic on the left and Marshall up front. So in terms of great players of the season so far, well, Augusto starts the new season absolutely flying. 8.25. The bloke is absolutely faultless, I'm telling you. He's absolutely ridiculous. Peter Pind as well with an 8.15 so far this season. He's been sensational. Everlasio's got 7 goals. He's been brilliant as well. Lettner, Marshall, El Shiwi, Tanovic as well. The list goes on. It's been a great start to the season. Now it's our first real test of the season. At home to Leverkusen. Can we start a new Champions League campaign with a win? Well, let's find out. Alright, here we go. We come into this game in great form. Leverkusen coming in poor form. I think it's safe to say there's a big goal in differences between the Austrian Bundesliga and the German Bundesliga in terms of standards. Not too surprising. Please remember, guys, if you like this video, hit that like button for me. And also hit that subscribe button as well. It'd really help me out. And it'd much appreciated as well. Anyway, we got our first highlight of the game here. 90 minutes in. Augusto winning the header over Mokoku there. Mokoku. This guy as well, Selçuk Oktay. He's a player I was interested in signing. Young left back. Also seen Oliveira there as well. It's Abdi for Leverkusen. He crosses it in. Well, first highlight of the game. We're 1-0 down. Darian Malish with the goal there. I'm not entirely sure who that is, to be honest, but he scored for Leverkusen. Not a great start to the match for us here. 20 minutes in, and we are 1-0 down, unfortunately. Got Florian Wirtz starting as well, so got a very good team. Of course, I showed you Oliveira. He's playing centre-back, though. It's a little bit surprising. And also Wirtz, Mokoku. Got some great players here. Really good. Babic is playing right-back as well. Babic is playing in this game. They haven't been great in this first half, though, but they are winning the game. But, as I said, we need to win this game to have any chance of qualifying. This is Juventus. We've got to beat them at home. It's the only chance, really, in my opinion. Only chance. Even that might not be enough. We beat them 2 at home, to be honest. But we'll see. Let's hope Man City just destroy everyone. And that'll be some sort of added benefit for us. Anyway, we've got a chance here. Marshall. Oh, hit the post. He started the new season very well, Marshall, by the way. Really, really well. Been playing up front mainly, but because of the standard of the squad now, I'm doing a lot of rotation, which is good for a lot of the players. Anyway, Fructal kicks it long. It's on the highlight here. Evalacio wins the header. He's pinned. Don't know what he's doing there. Stays on the highlight though. Ristage might... No, he's not going to get... no. Not going to get there, but that was strange from pinned that. He's normally a lot better than that, let's be honest. Yeah, a lot of chances created in the first half by either team here, but going into half-time 1-0 down. And as I keep saying, we need to win this game if we've got any chance of qualifying for the first knockout round. And at the moment, it looks like that is unlikely in the series, to be honest. So, it is what it is. Need to turn this game around if we've got any chances. You know, let's be realistic here. Bayer Leverkusen, Juventus away, very, very tricky. Man City at home and away, almost impossible. So, need to win the home games. Marshall's through here, got to score. He has scored. Is he offside? He could be offside. Jonathan Marshall, our young Englishman from Birmingham. Has he scored? He has scored. Gets in there. 1-1. Took us a whole 2 minutes into the second half to get back on level terms there. Who got the assist here? Ristinic. Nice. He's mile onside. Mile onside. Lovely composure from the lads as well. We're back into the game. This is our 5th time playing Leverkusen. They've all been quite lively, it has to be said. Of course, it's involved in a 4-3 game in the Europa League, albeit after extra time. It was 4-3 nonetheless. Anyway, back in the highlight here. Here's Peter pinned. No one up there with him at the minute. This boy can create things. He can create things. Here's Riley. To pinned. Evalacio. What a player. Tanovic. Got to score. Get in. What a turnaround in the second half this is. What a turnaround. Tanovic with a goal. Evalacio provides it. Well, Tanovic, similar to Babic, he doesn't want to sign the new contract without a minimum fee release clause around the same time. So maybe we'll lose him in January. If not, they'll lose him down the line in the virtual universe for sure. 14.25 million. Someone is going to come in for him at some point because he is a brilliant player. But what a turnaround this is in the start of the second half. Brilliant. Anyway, time for a couple of changes here. Elshi was tired before the match anyway, and now he's even more tired, not playing too well as well. So bring on Durast for him. Another change in the game as well. Actually, just one change for now. But we are the better team in the game, actually, judging by the match stats. So we deserve to be winning the game right now. Riley's not doing too well at right back. But if I put Brinkwood there at right back, we haven't got a player who can play ball midfielder. So it takes that plan out the window. I'm going to bring on Siepel for Peter Pint. Might be used to playing Bayer Leverkusen, playing for Hamburg. If they're in the Bundesliga these days, and normally are at this point of the of FM22, to be honest. Front three have played really well today. You know what? This is something I pretty much never do. I always make all my substitutions, pretty much, but I'm going to leave it at just 2 for this game. And also the fact that we're playing such a big team in Leverkusen, such a big match. If we get an injury at this point, we know we've got that extra sub there waiting. Because the team's been so good today. I don't really want to take anyone else off, to be honest. Anyway, here's Malish, who scored the first goal for Leverkusen. To Oliveira, our former player. Back to Wrench. Played for Ajax, I believe. Wrench. Here's Mbete. I'm pretty sure he's English and plays in Man City. Maybe I'm completely wrong there, but I'm pretty sure he is. Here he is, Mbete. Back to Wrench. Here's Oliveira. What a player. What I could do for him right now as a ball midfielder. Anyway, here's Wirtz. Not going to see another late goal against them, are they? Riley clears it, but only as far as Oliveira into Malish. Now here's Wirtz. Surprised he's still here, to be honest. I'm surprised they got Mokoku as well, but... Fructal flapping there. It's going to VAR, but I'm not too optimistic. Need to win this match. Need to win this match. It was 2-2 in the first Champions League group game at home to Leverkusen 2 seasons ago. So history is repeating itself right now. But we've got a highlight straight from kickoff here. Well, apparently it did, and something bizarre just happened. Okay. But it's on the highlight nonetheless, 30 seconds later. Anyway, it's Ivan to Mbete. Now here's Okte. The left back I was interested in signing, but it was too expensive. They signed him from Dortmund as well. Oh my word. The Dortmund players combined there as well. Here's Mokoku. Good save from Fruchtel though. Get in. Good save, Fruchtel. Leverkusen get a corner out of it though. Needs to demand some more from the players here. Leverkusen having a great spell in the match, it has to be said. As I said, we need to win these 2 home games. You know, it's our biggest chance of qualifying. By far. I don't think we've actually won a game away from... No, we haven't won a game away from home in the Champions League. In the group stage at least, only in the qualifying, so... Yeah, it's highly unlikely we'll do that away to Leverkusen and Juventus. Definitely not Man City, I don't know that much. So... I had to win this one, but it looks like we're not going to win this one, unfortunately. 4 minutes added time. Again, similar to last 2 seasons ago, it's 2-2. And let's be honest, we should have won the game, really. We're the better team in the match. It's not quite as disappointing as 2 seasons ago because we were 2-0 up with 8 minutes to go. We blew the 2-goal lead, but this time round we came from 1-0 down to win, start winning 2-1, and they got the equaliser there. So it's not as disappointing as there, but the only thing that can help us, the only thing we can do after this is beat Bayer Leverkusen away from home, and that seems unlikely. As I just said, we haven't won away in the Champions League group, in the Champions League stage in the series. So, yeah, seems highly unlikely. I wouldn't say it's over, though. Obviously, I'm being a little bit dramatic, but it just, in my opinion, it just doesn't seem possible now for us to qualify. We need to beat Juventus at home, which is not a gimme by any means, for sure. So, yeah, we don't win any game, and of course we can't qualify, that's for sure. But yeah, it's not over yet, but in my opinion, it seems unlikely we'll finish. We'll qualify for the first knockaround. It still seems unlikely we might qualify in 3rd place, but of course I'd like to do that. But anyway, shouldn't give up yet. Stranger things have happened than us getting a draw away to Juventus, which would be a massive result for us. And also, I know I did say against Man City, we don't expect anything, but at home to Man City, there's a chance to pick up a draw, maybe a win. We shall see. But yeah, we need something out of the next 2 games, that is for sure. Away to Juventus, home to Man City, at least 1 point out of those 2 games to have any sort of hope. You know, going into the final 2 Champions League group games, at home to Juventus and away to Leverkusen. That's our realistic only chance of qualifying now. So, yeah, we need to get something in the next 2 games, that is for sure. And in terms of the next episode, guys, I'll bring you back for Man City at home. And I'll also feature Salzburg away in that episode as well. So make sure you join for that one. Salzburg away and Man City at home. Before then, of course, we've got to play Juventus away. Well, hopefully, if we can get a point there, that'll be a massive result, in my opinion. A point away to Juventus. How good are they in this? Oh, God. Pep Guardiola's the manager of Juventus, so... Well, they finished second the last 2 seasons. They're pretty good, though, it has to be said. Matis de Ligt is still there. Chiesa's still there as well. What players they got? Maignan in goal. Anyone else of note here? Locatelli's obviously a great player. Kulusevski. Dybala's still there as well. Well, I would say they got an incredible team. I would say they got an elite team. It's not the best Juventus team we've seen, that is for sure. No Ronaldo kicking about. No Vlahovic either, for some reason. Where's Vlahovic? He's not here. He must have been sold, so... Yeah, it's certainly got a chance of picking a point up there, I'd say. Winning is a different question. I think that's a little bit out of our depth, but a point, it could happen. So hopefully we can do that. We shall see. Got away to Lask coming up as well, but saying that, we did beat Lask away 8-0 last time we played them, so shouldn't be too nervous about that one. But yeah, make sure you join for the next episode, guys. It's going to be a big one. Away to Salzburg and at home to Man City. And thank you very much for watching this video. Please remember, if you like the video, to hit that like button for me. And also, do hit that subscribe button, guys. It really helped me out, and it's much appreciated as well. Thanks again for watching, and I'll see you for the